There we go. We're now live. Good morning to no one. As I see, oh, nope, there's 3 people tuning in. Good morning, everyone, from northern Thailand. I know that I'm a bit in the shade, in the dark here because I want to show the beautiful background of where we are. Uh, what's Duke doing these days? Good morning, Duke. Blank screen on your side. How is it now? Blank screen on my side. There's 3 people watching. Can you see? Can you see the background of the mountains behind me? Totally black. Yeah, that's me. But black screen, black screen. I wonder why that is. Um, I'm not sure. Can you see? Can you see the mountains behind me? Les, can you see anything behind me? I know I'm in a bit of the dark here because of the light from behind me. But can you see out the windows at all? Nothing. Well, isn't that interesting? Okay, let me go to my settings. Osmo Action, the camera. Well, that's working. That should be working. So I don't know, General. Uh, I don't understand. Picture on now. Okay, so you can see me now? Well, I'm a little dark. Who wants to look at me anyway? You can see out the window, Rex. That's all that matters. You can see out the window because, well, the whole point is the view. I mean, I can close the windows behind me, but then you gotta look at me. Yeah, I'm in the shade. Yeah, I'm not that great to look at anyway. So I don't know if it matters. If it's a bother for some, let me know. But at any rate, welcome to my 1 year anniversary to the beginning of my YouTube channel. Wow, went by awfully fast. Um, and of course, obviously, quite a bit of things happened in that year. Now, just to put a few things into perspective, um, I didn't actually start doing my videos a year ago. But yes, but I'm in the shade. Yeah, as long as you can see out the window, that's all I care. So anyway, I didn't start doing the videos, filming the videos a year ago. I started filming the I started filming the videos when I first came to Thailand, which was at the end of 2023 of November, when I first came, and I started basically recording with my iPhone. In fact, I did 43 videos with my iPhone, um, and I basically put them on my computer in a file, and I went back to Canada. In, I guess it would be at the end of April of last year. So, and I was in Canada for 3 months. Basically, I was finalizing all my affairs so that I could come back here and be here for the rest of my life. So, and while I was there, I started filming, started doing the editing of each of the videos, and that's when I started putting up the videos. Of course, I needed to be able to edit. I've never edited before, so my edit program is Filmora, and that was a learning curve in itself, without a doubt. But like I say, the first video, again, I basically knew nothing about what I was doing. We did a video of me sitting on my motorcycle, and iPhone's very good for this. Yes. So me sitting on my motorcycle. In fact, it was quite humorous because I'm not very good at, I guess, remembering my lines. I wouldn't be a very good actor. Uh, Thanks, Jay Easy. Welcome to the channel. And But anyway, I had my friend. We printed out what I wanted to say, and I had my friend um, stand in front of me. I was in front of the camera, and he was on the other side of the camera, and he had cue cards, and he used cue cards, and I'm reading the cue cards. If you get a chance, you could go back to and watch that. Actually, the that intro video. Actually, I made two. It did rather well. There was well over 300 views. So considering it was the first one, mind you, that's between then and now. So I mean, there's been more, through the year. So yeah, that was my first introductory to doing a YouTube video. Although interesting, when I went back to Canada, I actually had the new camera, and so that first video is done with the DJI camera. But like I say, very new, and I did 43 videos with the iPhone, and for the most part, it works pretty good. But um, the thing was, it's you want to improve, and that was always my goal, to to improve my channel and to improve the quality of my videos. So when I was down in Coquoud, visiting my friend Les, who is with me today. Thank you for your loyalty. I appreciate it. We took a trip into Rayong, and we went to Big Camera, wasn't it, Les? And I purchased the DJI 4 Osmo Action DJI 4 camera, the same one that he has. And so I started doing my filming with that. And the beauty about that is it can record in 4K. I'll get back to that shortly. I prefer the DJI, but it depends on what on the application. So yeah, so once I got the DJI camera, I started to do more videos with that, and I was able to take a better advantage. And of course, now um, after I came back from Canada, which was 3 months later, which would have been in July of last year. So we're coming up to almost a year of being back actually in Thailand. Um, I was able to buy a motorcycle. That was the plan, and of course, buying the motorcycle, um, I was able to add the cameras to the motorcycle, and able to film that. So at any rate, I have 160 videos total, and some of them are some of them are good, and some of them are not so good. It all depends on how you wanna look at it. Um, I'm wondering if I should be closing some of its windows. And the thing is, if I got the camera close enough to me, unfortunately, there's no the camera. I'm using the camera right now, uh, the Osmo camera, and it's just behind It's just behind my screen. Now, I mean, if I move it closer, like you might be able to get a little bit better. I start to come in, and of course, if I stand up, there I am. But again, nobody really cares. So I want to talk about some of my videos that I'm really proud of, and one of them was we when we got married. When we got married, um, we went on a honeymoon and we went to Krabi. And when we went to Krabi, we also, of course, we did all the touristy things that you would do, on your honeymoon. And one of the things was to go out to the islands. And I wanted to, I wanted to do go with Five Star Marine. Uh, Yeah, to be honest, the reason is Chris Parker went with is well known with Five Star Marine, and and he did a really good video, and I didn't want to necessarily duplicate that, but I mean I wanted to do basically the same idea, and that's the this is the video that we did, and it's a pretty good video. It's a fairly long video, 20 minutes long. It got 306 views, but it was a pretty cool day where we went all over the islands, and we went into all the little different lagoons, and yeah, and I got some great drone shots. So it's well worth watching. But at any rate, it was it could have done, like I say, would have loved to have done better. But again, you only have so many subscribers, and getting out to the people to get them to watch. Well, it's it's one of those things. If I was Chris Merker and had 500,000 subscribers, it would have got to more. But it that is what it is. Now, for those that have been following extra lighting and complicated stuff, it takes time. Yeah, well, I got the lights on here. The only way I can fix this, is if I close the windows back there, and you don't see that beautiful view. And what would you rather look at? That you rather look at me, or would you rather look at that view? Call me later. I'll let you know the system I use for altering the light and the brightness using your iPhone. But I'm not using the iPhone here. I'm using the camera. Unfortunately, the camera is working as a webcam, but there's no zoom on it. The camera has a zoom when you're using it as a regular camera, but it has no zoom where I would be able to zoom in. Yeah, the view is good. Yeah, and it looks much better than me. Um, so um, so we just came back from another vacation from the island of Kolipi. Uh, and again, I mean, we went to Krabi because when we got married. But for those that are following along, we just did our legal marriage with the government, Thai government, and we have the marriage visa now. So uh, at some point in another live show, I might talk about that, but essentially that's not the topic of today. But we did go to Kolipi, and as you can see, that's from my drone shot. And we did four. I did four videos of Kolipi. So even though that particular video only did 474 views, which was not too bad. The total between the four videos come out to over 1,000 views. So and some, well, like I say, some pretty spectacular drone shots, and it's quite an island to visit if you're in the market for going on a vacation. But I will tell you, it's not a cheap place to go, and there is quite an effort to get there, a big effort to get there. And I talk about this in the videos. And it's you have to fly You have to go to Hatay, and then you need to take a bus from Hatay to the pier across the small peninsula of land, and then you have to take a speedboat out to the island. And between the bus and the speedboat, you're 3.5 hours. And if you're not in Koh Lipe at the right time, you are stuck waiting for the following day. So yeah, it's quite a effort to get there. Is it worth it? Absolutely. You want to make sure that you pick a nice resort. You can see the resort where I am right there, where we were. So, but like I say, beautiful island. Certainly worth making that trip. Um, Again, I want to talk about my drone landing pad. So for those that didn't see this video, obviously it didn't do very well as far as views are concerned, but it's I liked it because, well, I made this pad and it sits outside my balcony here, and well, haven't used it lately because, well, we used it when we first made it. As you can see, the lights are, and I use it. I have an intro. My intro is used on it too. But we had a storm not too long ago. A little like last week. It was a humdinger of a storm, and well, lo and behold, the top of the pad decided to take flight, and yeah, it uh, it I'm sure anyone seeing it from the ground would have thought it was a flying saucer, because off it went, and it flew way out into the field. I couldn't see it, but about 2 days ago, it showed up on the edge of the field because they're starting to plow the fields for to do the next uh, planting season. and and there it was on the side of the on in the middle. So, and I went to get my camera to take a picture of it out there, and unfortunately, by the time I got my camera, someone had already carried it, brought it to the house, and I gave them 100 baht, and yeah, well, I got it back. I'm going to have to do some cleaning. It turns out it was not seriously damaged. The lights need a little bit of repair, but for the most part, it survived the flight. So there we go. So anyway, so I want to talk about the my favorite um one of my favorite videos. This one right here is called ADV 350 Ride into History. Very proud of this video. Uh, I was out riding one day. Just the beauty about living. Hello, Keith. Thanks for dropping in. The beauty about being able to live here is the roads are fantastic. And if you want to just get out, you can get out and you can go in any direction, and you can have some fantastic roads to ride on. And I was riding on one of my favorite roads, and then I went by another road, and I thought, oh, you know what? I'm gonna pull a right turn, and I'm gonna take a drive up there. And I'm riding on this beautiful road, and not very busy, and having a great time, and as you do on a motorcycle. And suddenly I went by this monument, this in the middle of, it was on top of the hill in the middle of the woods, and I stopped, I looked at it, and it was very interesting, the Free Thai. And yes, it's all about history. Yeah, if you get a moment, it's not a very long video. It's got some great drone footage of me on the motorcycle, but it also has a lot of history on Thailand, and of course the Second World War and Japan invading Thailand. So again, one of my more favorite videos. So when we were in Krabi, we climbed. Well, I climbed a um, I climbed a mountain. So for those that are wondering what kind of shape I'm in, well, honestly, I'm not in very good shape. I'm well overweight. And those that know me, I don't eat a lot, or I don't drink a lot, but I do like my food. So, but we climbed up the Tiger Cave Temple, 1,270 steps. It was grueling, very grueling, but um, not a very long video again. But again, it was a challenge, and everyone needs to do it when they're in Krabi, I guess. Of course, um, Katai told me that all the local Thais think that they say only foreigners will climb up this temple, because who in their right mind would climb up 1,270 steps to go to a temple when they can go to a temple, you know, at sea level? So yeah, I guess so. But anyway, it was a climb. I did it, and you know, got to be proud of something, right? So now, one of the things that about the videos is my camera records in 4K, but up until just recently, YouTube was only allowing, they were only presenting, or they were only showing their videos in 720p. And of course, that a lot of people like to watch the videos on a big TV. I have a 75-inch TV, and when I finish doing a video, I immediately watch it first on the TV because it's in 4K now, but it wasn't in 4K then. And I remember getting a comment from one of my subscribers saying, the quality of your picture is terrible. I mean, I watch it on my big TV, and it's grainy, and it's blurry and everything else. And it was like, yeah, I understand, because again, it was done in 720. Now, about 6 months ago, back in November, YouTube finally changed that. Now you can upload into 4K. You have a choice. You can upload in regular, you can upload in high definition, or you can upload in 4K. So one of the first videos I did in 4K is, of course, the Sukhothai Historical Park. Again, didn't do that well as far as views are concerned, because one of the problems being in Thailand is that there is a temple in every village. And so if there's one thing that's been done to death is our temples. So doing a video on a temple, you can't expect a large showing, unfortunately. Now, mind you, when people come to visit, that's the first thing to do, is go to a temple, and that's what they should do. But the Sukhothai Historical Park, of course, is the original capital of Thailand. And of course, I flew the drone over the park, and of course, it's in 4K. Yes, you've seen one temple, you have seen them all, and that's sort of the opinion of most people watching YouTube videos here of Thailand, and it's understandable. Like I say, there's temples everywhere, and I'm going to get to another one after this. But the important thing here was, of course, the quality of the drone, and it's in 4K, and I was able to fly the drone. Now, when I first got there, they told me no drones allowed. And I said, well, actually, I have a license from Thailand, and it will allow me to fly the drone. And of course, they argued. So I said, where's the office? We went to the office. We showed them our license. They took all the information. They actually photocopied everything. Yeah, one thing Thais like is their paperwork. They photocopied, and they took the whole thing down. And well, they charged me some money. They charged me 500 baht, and they said, "Okay, I guess you can fly the drone." So ultimately, this was the first video that I did where I was able to fly the drone and show in 4K. And yeah, it's worth looking just for the drone flight over the park. It's pretty spectacular for sure, for sure, for sure. Um, you know, we've been doing live shows, and starting to do more live shows. I don't do that many. I have my friend down in Ho Hin, and that's all he well he does lots of live shows. And I have my other friend Dave Clark, same name without an E from Gotta Love Thailand. Yeah, he's big on the live shows. But like I say, here I am doing a live show, and I have probably 7 or 8 of them now. But one of my favorite live shows we did just in the new year. My good friend Les Pearson from Retired and Living the Dream. He and his wife Ploy were visiting up north. They went to film. Let me know where it is. That's okay, Lance. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, I just the name of the place. The just escapes me. Anyway, so he was visiting up. They were driving up, and they were enjoying their vacation up in, yes, Ban Rak Thai. Thank you. And going back to Ho Hin, he made the side trip here, and we got to sit in my loft, and we did a wonderful live show, as you can see, on January 2nd, and yeah, and that was a great time, and I hopefully hope that in the future we'll get to do it again. My last camera drone refused to turn off the landing. It flipped over, and I just managed to jump out of the way as it ran around before I stopped it. Yeah, well, I'll tell you, I have yeah, for those that watch my videos, I have some pretty good, pretty good drone shots. For those that might not know, I'm actually, or I was, a licensed commercial pilot. And so I guess I have a little bit of skill when it comes to flying, and my videos kind of show that. Um, but I've been lucky. I've had it. I hit a set of wires right outside the house once, and there were basically no damage to the drone. And then, of course, the latest one, I went for a motorcycle ride up to Payo a couple of weeks ago, and I was taking some views of the train construction that's going on. And at some point, I'm going to do a video on that. But anyway, I was flying down the length of the flying down the length of all these huge pillars, and as I got to the end, I was planning on curving around, and I got a little too cocky. And normally I reverse back as I go around. I reverse back, and this time I didn't, and I flew right into that pillar. And so yeah, Rex, I had the same. Yeah, it down it went, and of course it was a long ways away. It was in the construction field. I mean, construction zone. Luckily, it was Sunday, so there was a security guy there, and I basically showed him the can the controller, and I pointed, and he let me go down, and I had to go looking for the camera and or for the drone. And of course I had to go all the way down to the end because I that was the last pillar, and it was down a hill. I had to crawl down a hill. Would have been something to watch. And even when I got there, I couldn't find it. So, but luckily, as I went, I searched around. I found it upside down, and yeah, I pulled it up. I looked at it, and what do you know? when the one arm had gone a little past, and I clipped that back into place, and I thought, geez, that doesn't look all that bad. The blades obviously took a beating. I put it on the ground, started it up. It actually flew again. So I put it down, brought it home, changed all of the propeller blades, and yeah, got really, really lucky that I didn't destroy my drone. So, but there we go. So, yeah, so sometimes you can get a little cocky and you get yourself in in trouble. Um, so um, yeah, so I've talked about the video quality so much better now with the fact you can upgrade up to 4K. So one of my the videos, some of my videos that have done the best, surprisingly or not surprisingly, are the yeah, 2000. Yeah, that's what I say. I was worried about that too, that it would cost that much to fix it. Um, so my best videos now basically include the ADV. Now I bought the ADV when I first came back, and I did the video on it, and it's done between that and then the first month. I did a first month review, and of course, for those that watch that, I also show where I stupidly went for a little ride down the train tracks and got myself into a rut, and decided to well, I didn't. I couldn't get out of the rut. Luckily, I was not going very fast, and yeah, I flipped the motorcycle. I flipped myself. Didn't do any damage. Didn't do any damage to me. But I because I wasn't going very far, I didn't gear up like I normally would. I did not have my helmet, and I got a lot of flack for riding the motorcycle without a helmet, and I'm still guilty because we're here in the country, and sometimes it's just easier to hop on the bike and go, and that's one of the problems with being in. Yeah, it hurt my pride. One of the problems with being and one of the things about being in Thailand, you can get away with stuff like that where you can't, in the city. But my three top videos, okay, are when I bought the ADV and my first month my first month review, and of course the side bags. And the first, I have 5.6 thousand views when I first bought it. Good morning, Thip. Thank you very much for popping in. Glad to have you. um again, um so it got the net most views, and then of course the first month review, which has over 5,000 views, and then this one here, which has which I purchased the side bags boxes, and I installed those, of course, without any instructions. And it's interesting about this particular video. Now, again, all three of these videos are they're my top videos. Of course, I can't do videos all on motorcycles, but I know Tony from Vortex basically does. And I will do another one. I guess it's the 6 month review is coming up. So I will do that. But at any rate, yeah, 750 viewing hours from these three videos. So yeah, they without a doubt they're my best. Although I have a few others when I was in Kokood. I did 4 videos in Kokood, and those did really, really well too. Now, mind you, through time, they uh, I'm just gonna do this here. No, no, that didn't work. I was trying to put the user. No. No, where? Okay. So that's how that works. That's how that works. Thank you, Thip. But at any rate, yeah. So when we were in Coquoud with Les, well over a year ago, I did 4 videos from the island of Coquoud. It did pretty good too. And it probably did even better when you think about it, because again, I didn't have as many subscribers at that particular time. So yeah. Um, Now, speaking of subscribers, I now have over 1,000 subscribers, which is pretty amazing. And I thank you all for that. Um, I thank you all for that. I need to get the hours. I have not quite 3,000 hours, so you need to have 4,000 hours before you can actually start making any money. But again, we'll see. But yeah, I'm a little ahead. I didn't expect to get to 1,000 quite this soon. I'll probably have the 4,000 hours within uh, the next couple of months. Yes, thanks very Thip. Yeah, it's pretty awesome place to have your morning coffee and see the mountains, and of course the sunset is pretty cool too. So, but anyway, um, back to some of my other videos that I'm pretty pleased with, or want to point out. Now, I did a video about 6 months ago when I first came here, and when you watch my videos when I do a motorcycle cleaning video, or I'm doing anything where any of the videos on the motorcycle that I have the motorcycle parked underneath the house, you hear my stepson's birds, his chickens, his roosters, and he does he's raising these roosters, and they're not just they're they're fighting roosters, and um, a makeshift uh, arena, and and oh, yeah, he has a makeshift arena, and he's training these roosters for cockfighting. And just in town there is a place where he can go, and they can do the cockfighting. So of course I said I want to go, so we went. Um, the video at first didn't do that well. It also got a restricted, probably because I call it cockfighting, through YouTube, and so it was. And so I let it go. Well, over the last 6 months, it's gained interest, and it's slowly increasing. In fact, almost it has almost 1,000 views now. So Ploy's son does this awesome cockfighting. I didn't know that, Les. So again, and if you watch that video, of course, when I look at the analytics of the video, like the thing about YouTube, people will click on a video, and unless it's a good video, for most part, a lot of the times they'll only watch 2 or 3 minutes, and you can see that in the analytics. And they follow that. I mean, and they also show the whole video of how it does through the whole video. There's a line that tells you, the top moments, and how well it does. And this video does really well because everybody watches it, and they watch it right to the end. And in fact, the beginning of the video, not so well, but the last half, where it's all of the actual fighting, Yeah, a lot of people watch it right to the end. Now, what people don't realize, these birds do not, they're not a fight to the death like it used to be. It used to be a fight to the death. And now it's not. In fact, if you look at some of the old videos, they would actually put steel burrs on the rooster's legs. So, when those birds, they would actually cause damage. And it used to be a fight to the death. And that doesn't happen anymore. That doesn't happen anymore. Now it literally, they do 3 20-minute bouts. And if you watch the video, you'll see down on the right-hand side of is the owner of the video is sitting there with a towel, and he's watching his bird, and he's watching very closely, because if anything happens where the bird is in total distress, okay, he'll throw in the towel and stop the fight. Because they put a lot of effort in training these birds, and these birds they're not cheap. These a winner, like a real winner of a bird, is worth a lot of money. So they really look after them. In fact, I probably at some point I have some video of my son, how he looks after the birds here. And yeah, they all, when he walks up to them, they go crazy, because they're his pets. And it really shows. So it's very interesting. It's nowhere near as violent as you might think. And again, and one of the things about the cockfight in the arena, again, 3 20-minute bouts. They'll do another bout in between each, the same, they have a fight. Then when the first 20-minute bout is up, they'll bring in another two birds, and they'll have a fight that way. Allows them time to rest in between. And again, and now if the bird, one of the ways that'll stop the fight, like I say, if the bird is in distress, they'll stop the fight. The owner can stop the fight by throwing in the towel. And the other thing is, if the bird flies out of the arena, well, then the fight's over. He's saying, "I've had enough of this," and you'll see one in there. So yeah, pretty interesting. And again, it's one of those things that are just, it's a video that's gaining speed, slow but sure. So hey, it's pretty awesome, pretty awesome. So yes. So again, like I was talking about how long people watch videos. These are things you're learning, that when you're getting into this business, I guess you can call it. Again, people don't watch videos for very long. They lose interest, and it can be at any point during the video where they, okay, I've seen enough, and they move on. And the thing is, what's happened because of that is that's why shorts are now more prevalent, because people just they don't want to take the time to watch a long video. And unfortunately, that's where the money is made, because if the video is long enough, if it's over 8 minutes long, YouTube will have an ad in the beginning. And then if it's over 8 minutes long, they'll have an ad in the middle. So again, and that's good for YouTube, and it's also good for you, as far as that's how, once you're monetized, you make a portion of that. So that's the other thing, is how long you make your videos. If you're making your videos only 6 minutes long, and even if you're monetized, you're not going to make as much money, because again, you make your money from a share of the revenue of the ads. So the longer your video, of course, that's it. Um, you know, you need to make this live clear. Oh, Crazy Tools. Welcome. I can close these windows. if everyone wants me to close these windows, you can see my ugly mouth. But it, mostly it's so you can see the mountains behind me. So the lie, that's the thing. I've just decided, you can see if I get up close, so um sorry, that's you can see my elephants. You can see well, you can't see my two elephants here. So um actually, we're halfway. Don't forget subscribers. You can always buy them. Yeah, no, buying subscribers, that's a whole another thing too. Um, at any rate, one of the reasons, hey, Robert Mack, thanks for popping in again. Enjoy my view. Enjoy my view. And don't worry about looking at me. I'm a little bit in the dark, and that's okay. I can close these windows and you'll see me just fine, but I'd rather you look at the view. So but anyway, where I was talking about is, again, the length of your videos. People just they don't necessarily watch the whole video unless it's a really good video. And that's the thing why now video shorts are so much more prevalent. And so I've done shorts. I probably I might have a dozen shorts. The my friend, Lance does shorts all the time. They're wonderful. It all depends what you're looking for. Now, what I like about the shorts now is that there's a little spot when you're making the short that you can tie it into another video. So, for instance, yeah, yes, it did. It got 500 subs in just 3-4 days. We can thank uh, a few interesting people um, in the Philippines that seem to be responsible for that, and I'm very happy for that again. So yeah, Robert Mack. Yeah, I just watched a couple of your shorts. It was again the it's very easy and quick to do shorts, and that's why they're so popular. In fact, I'm the same way. I'll sit and watch shorts, and it just down, 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 and you keep watching them. So at any rate, there we go. Now, one of the things about living here in northern Thailand, and in a small community like this, we're in Song district, is of course you is the locals. The locals get to know who you are. I mean, when I ride the motorcycle into Song, they uh, when I drive the motorcycle into Song, they all look at me. They see me. And the other thing is, my wife is she's fairly well known in this community. She grew up, she grew up here, and um, whenever there's something going on, uh, we will go and we will film it. And um, and of course, it's more for the locals. And a lot of the locals, yeah, you're heading back to the U.S. in a couple of weeks. Oh, you're talking to Robert. Uh, but so I'll go and film it, and of course I've met the deputy mayor and of Song, and we've done several videos that highlight the local people and what's going on here. Where we've gone to the market in town. They had the fun day. They had National Children's Day. But one of the well, hey, we'll chat later. Helping a guy buy a motorcycle this morning. All right, Les. Thanks for popping in. We'll see you. We'll talk later. Thanks very much for your help last night helping me able to put up these pictures. So, all right, you have a great day, my friend. Thank you very much. So, uh, at any rate, so I'm trying to make an effort to be part of the community. And so I will go and I will videotape local events. Some of them do well, some of them don't. But the important thing is all the local ties can um, can come down and they can watch them. And I see a lot of a lot of the views that come from that are the local ties, which is just fine. Because again, this is where I live, and this is where I'm going to live for the rest of my life, I hope. And and I'm going to continue to do that. Now, uh, speaking of that, of course, and we've also talked about temples. You've seen one temple, you've seen them all. And the thing is, uh, the Thais being Buddhists, they'll have they'll have villages have their own temple, and that's why there's so many temples. And of course, the Buddhist traditions and so forth, and how they pray, and so they there's they pray to the monks that are at these temples, and quite often an individual Thai will have a specific monk that is who they pray to. They'll pray to the Dharma, they'll pray to the temple, and they'll pray to this individual monk. Now, Katai has a picture. It's sitting in there of this monk that died 8 years ago, and he and he he was interned in glass for in a glass case for like 8 years. And I went there when I first came to Thailand. I first came to her home. We went to this temple, and of course, we went into the hall, and and there he was in the glass case. Now, I've been to another temple where another monk has been the same way, and he's also interned in this glass case. But the thing was, this temple was sort of out of the way, and the temple itself was in absolute terrible condition. So essentially, um, people don't, the the place was completely run down, and I'd never seen it like this. I'd never seen a temple that was so run down. So of course I started doing a video, but I didn't know where I was going with the video because I was so new, and I didn't. So I recorded some things, and of course I didn't do a video of it. Last year, I basically kept the footage, and well, as things went progressed, a lot of things happened and changed at that temple. Now, and the monk was to be cremated, and I put that all on film. And basically, where are we here? This video took over a year, well over a year to film, and it's the life and death of Kubra Khan, and at this temple, and also big changes to this temple because there's a school there for the young monks, and there's a monk, there's a teacher who's looking after teaching these monks, and again the conditions of the school and everything was just in ruins. And I guess the king's sister took an interest and paid to have a new school built, and so a lot of things are changed there. All right, Thip, thank you very much for stopping in. I appreciate it very much. You have a great day. At any rate, back to Cooper Ken. So again, um, a lot of stuff was going on at this temple. They built a new school, and eventually they're going to do more. But the big thing was, of course, was the cremation. Oh, and before they did that, the actual king's sister came to dedicate the school. So I have that in the video very shortly. And I didn't get much of a chance to talk to her, but I did film her waving. I'm not sure if she was waving at me, but nonetheless. And then, of course, a couple of weeks later, actually a couple of months later, we did the final. They did the final cremation. Now, if you see this, you could see the shrine that's set up for the cremation. And one of the things that I'm talking about this is that, well, being a Canadian and the rules and regulations in Canada, what I saw here, I just you would just never expect it. And well, what you see on the right hand side is the actual cremation of him, and I did not know that they were actually going to do that. I thought it was going to be a symbolic. They had fireworks, all kinds of fireworks. I thought it would be symbolic, and they would eventually take him over to a crematorium and cremate him that way. But no, he was uh, fully cremated here, and you can see there's 4 poles that are going up around the flames, and the poles are tied together with string, and then then Kuber Ken's robe, his robe is at the top. So when you look at it, it's floating there, and of course the flames are underneath, and it's a very good luck that it doesn't that the robe doesn't catch fire, and it didn't. And so and then afterwards, this robe has been cut into small pieces, and and uh, and different monks and different people of importance get a chunk of this robe, because like I say, it's only so large. um One of the advantages of I guess doing the videos and so forth, and they appreciate these videos, like this particular video. Most people won't watch, but as far as the locals are concerned, they this is their history. So Katai, the monk at the school, gave Katai a really good sized piece of Kubiken's cloak. So yeah, that was pretty good. So again, the local these are the local uh people, the local videos that I do to represent my community, and I'm going to continue to do that. So here we go. It's been a year, and it's been quite a journey, and we're going to hopefully continue. I'm going to do every chance I get. I'm going to do a live show. Every chance I get, I find something of interest. I'm going to do. I'm going to try and do a video. Again, I'm going to continue to do my drone work. I have a few interesting people that I've met, and hopefully going to get to ride with them. I know that Tony from Vortex is planning on making his way up here, and we'll probably do a video together. Motorcycle video. Again, I'll be doing another motorcycle review for the 6 months. It's got 7,000 kilometers on it now. We are, although it doesn't look it, but we are just getting into the rainy season. And so the next 3-4 months it's going to rain. Now it's not going to rain every day. But there'll be some days where it will rain every day. And but you get nice weather in between. So we'll try and get out on the motorcycle, and we'll uh, try and get some videos on some local sites. One of the things I'm going to be doing is the next few months, of course, laying low as far as going on any serious trips. Probably not going to be doing any serious trips until November. I believe Lance is going to from Maui Howie videos. He's going to be coming up on his motorcycle, and we're going to do the sand the loop around Chiang Mai up to Pai and so forth. And maybe I'll talk him into coming out my way. So that'll be next November. That'll be a big that should be a fairly big trip. Should get lots of videos from that. And we'll see that. So it's raining in Ho Hin just about every day now, and that's it. We're into the rainy season, and I mean everything is a lot more greener now, which is very very much nicer. And again, the smoke is gone. And this happened a little sooner. Normally, it would still be fairly smoky, but as you can see, it's quite clear. So yeah, it's that's one of the advantages. And the temperature will drop a little bit. So yeah, it's uh, this is Thailand. This is Thailand. So again, there we go. It's been a very interesting year. Uh, I've learned lots. I'd like to think my editing, although I've gone back and looked at some of my other, previous videos, and some I certainly still like, but I've learned lots, and I'm those tricks of the trade, improve the quality of the video, and I certainly hope to be able to do more and improve. Um, at some point, I will buy another camera. I just purchased. You can just see. I just purchased an Osmo number seven gimbal, and I take my iPhone and it basically clips onto there, and I will be it stands. It has it extends. But the beauty about it, it also has a thing at the bottom. No, can't really see it. And I have a bracket where I can connect it to the motorcycle or connect it to the bicycle, and we'll see about doing some live shows riding the bicycle, and we'll see how this works. But yeah, so that's something that I'm toying with, and we'll go from there and see how that works out. Again, we'll just we'll keep plugging away, and again, you can't see my face very well, but I think the view is far better than looking at my face. So, all right. So it's been an hour. There's 4 people watching. Lance, you're one of them. I appreciate that, and whoever else is watching, I appreciate those who've stuck through. So unfortunately, I think I'm going to close it off here, and we'll just go. We'll go with the next. To the next show. I'm going to do my. Now there's one more show. I mean, if anyone has any comments or anything interesting, have any questions, I'd be more than pleased to answer them. But again, today's show is about celebrating the 150, 160 videos that I've made, and looking forward to making more. If anyone has any thoughts on what they'd like to see from any of my future videos, please, by all means, leave a comment, and I will do my best to answer them, and we'll go from there. So, all right, I'm going to close this off. I'm going to do my live show ending, and as usual, I'd like to thank everyone for showing up, and remember, don't give up. Song Tower, drone Charlie Delta Charlie on approach from live show, requesting clearance for landing on pad 1.
Drone Charlie Delta Charlie, Song Tower, good show. You are cleared for landing on pad 1.